Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Indie Filmworks. I am your host, Nathan Shore, and today I'm going to be covering two very important topics. One of which is regarding test screenings, and another is some creative ways of fundraising. So I am at the tail end of post-production. Well, I shouldn't say tail end, but I'm getting close to the end of post-production on my first feature film, Higher Methods. And we were really close to getting to picture lock on this, and that would be before we begin any of the coloring or sound design process. But a very good friend of mine mentioned that I'm absolutely crazy if I don't test the movie in front of an audience. Now, a couple things that I did some research on test screenings, and there are some important things I think that I should share with you if you ever think about test screening your film. And this is, again, before we're at picture lock. So there's still room to tweak some of the edit and do a couple of things with the story before we go into the next phase, which is coloring, sound design, any special effects. Because once you get into that, and then you decide to change the edit, then it can really become a very inefficient process, especially if your composer has already started making music for a scene that might end up getting cut. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that when you get to that phase, you are fully ready for that. You are rock solid on your story. So one of the important things to do when you are trying to do a test screening of your film is to find a location that can hold a decent amount of people. I think it's important to find a location that is populated, that's easy for people to get to, and has easy accessible parking. The film that I am going to be test screening, Higher Methods, we're going to be doing next week at the URI campus at Ranger Hall. It's going to happen on Wednesday, April 18th from 7:30 p.m. to approximately 9:30 p.m. The movie isn't that long, but what's important is that you give your audience the opportunity to stay afterwards and fill out a questionnaire. So I found a questionnaire online, which was perfect. I began, even before then, to start compiling questions that I wanted the people in attendance to fill out. And I was getting a little frustrated because I really didn't know, which questions to be asking, but I found a great one online that met all the questions that I was looking for perfectly, and there's a great template out there. There's plenty of templates out there, which you just have to fine tune and tweak a little bit to your movie. So look for those. They're really easy to find. So again, reserve time for the audience to complete the questionnaire. The most important thing is do not invite cast and crew to this test screening. And that also goes for friends and family. You don't want your cast and crew who already have sort of a vested interest in the success of it. You want honest feedback, ideally from people you barely even know, because they're going to be the people that will hold the least amount back. So don't invite your mom and your dad and your brother and your sister. They're not going to give you the honest feedback that you're looking for. Bring plenty of pens. I have this 3-page questionnaire. It's 3 pages seems long, but it really isn't that long. It's mostly, there's a lot of like check off the boxes that you think this applies to. Like how funny do you think the movie was? Very funny, sort of funny, not funny at all. There's a couple options like that. So I think people will probably be able to complete the questionnaire in just a couple minutes. And that's basically it. So, find a good location that people can easily get to. Don't invite your cast and crew or your friends and family. Have a questionnaire that's available for them to fill out with plenty of pens, and make sure there's plenty of time for them to do that. And as I said, come if you are available. You are welcome to come to the URI campus at Ranger Hall on next Wednesday, April 18th at 7:30 p.m. And it's first come, first serve. The next thing I want to talk to you about is running a fundraiser. Now, as you may know, I have run 2 crowdfunding campaigns for Higher Methods to varying degrees of success. But what I did learn from the second campaign is that you really can't go back to the same well again. And I learned my lesson the hard way, but it put me in a position where I still needed to raise some funds for the movie. So what I decided to do was, instead of trying to run a third campaign, which I knew would ultimately fail, and plus I think people are just getting tired of seeing me promote, crowdfunding campaigns, is I wanted to give the people something very unique, something different to get behind. And what I decided to do was host a fundraiser. And I'm doing this as like a cocktail party fundraiser event where I have booked entertainment for the evening. So there's live music, there's going to be stand-up comedy, and there's going to be improv comedy. And this is all happening over a 3-hour window, which is going to be happening on Friday night, May 11th at the Bravo Brasserie in downtown Providence. And I will have links to that event at the end of this video. Some of the things that I think are important when planning a fundraiser is, to give some people something they haven't seen before. By providing live music and comedy, improv comedy, I'm tapping into an audience that isn't just fans of movies. So this could be friends of people that just love music, that love comedy, that just want to get out on a Friday night. That has nothing to do with movies, but of course all this benefits Higher Methods, and all of the proceeds will be going to post-production expenses. Sound design and music and coloring, all those expenses, and film festival submissions. So this, I think, is a very creative way of getting some finishing funds for the movie that is not a crowdfunding campaign. It's been relatively easy to plan this event. All I did was I just found some function rooms in the area, and this particular place had a very low cost to it. So assuming we get around 40 people at this event, it already covers itself. So I'm not worried about that at all. And like I said, it just gives people a way to support you without having to give money to a crowdfunding campaign, which I think, can rub people the wrong way. But this, they're actually getting a night out. So I think that's very special. And I think that's, I do want to pitch a couple of the talent that is booked that night, and then I'm out of here. The live music is going to be by Nikki Luparelli. Nikki Luparelli is a fantastic singer and musician and entertainer and stand-up comic on her own right. And you may remember that I used one of her songs in one of my short films from a couple years ago. She donated a song at the end of the credits for my short film, Scary Little Fuckers, A Christmas Movie, which was perfect for it. And I've kept in touch with her since then, and I am so happy that she's going to be there performing music for the audience. We also have 3 stand-up comics that I have booked for this, and they are Cody Frazier and Alan Souza and J.J. Jones will be performing that night. And finally, we have 2 improv troupes that will be there. Quicksand Jazz Hands and the Tim Allen Show. So we have a great variety of entertainment that's going to be there that night. I really hope that if you're in the area, you can join us. I can't wait to meet fans of Indie Filmworks, fans of I Am Filmworks, and people that have been following my career in this production over the last almost 2 years now. So thank you again for checking out this episode of Indie Filmworks. I'll catch you next time.